Hi, hello. So, while I myself might know how to build a gaming PC, not everyone knows how to build a PC. Some people cross this and just see a bunch of scattered parts. And well, there's a bunch of tutorials and stuff you can read, and I recently found one on WIKIHOW, which is known to be one of the worst places to get a tutorial. And so I'm going to be going through it and seeing just how good of a PC WIKIHOW gets you. How well built it'll be. A lot of the starter stuff is about the budgeting and stuff, which I've already got my parts. But I'll admit, some of the budgeting stuff isn't bad advice. Like establish a hard and soft budget. Their mounting is really odd. Like no one's building like a Photoshop rig and a good rig for like $400. Know which components you need to buy it, that's true. Some of the purchasing advice is pretty good, like don't write off used parts. Used parts are actually a really good market. Check all your compatibility and stuff. Once again, very good advice. Then we get to part 3, which is assembling the parts. Off the bat, it's just something I don't like. The damn anti-static bracelet. I've actually got the exact same one that they use in that damn photo. Also, in the photo they're using, it has this open side panel. But the next step is to open a side panel. So already it's contradicting itself. So I'll slip this on, then open my side panel. Side panel's off. Then clip this on, which is going to be really annoying because it's going to keep pulling. Yep, it's already fallen off. The very first thing it wants me to do is install the power supply, which is interesting, but not inherently wrong. It's not the first thing I would do, but it's not incorrect. It doesn't say anything about modular power supplies. I've got a semi-modular, but on the actual thing, it says nothing about modular power supplies. Oh, this anti-static wristband is really annoying me. I'm not saying that static is not a factor. Static can be a problem, but it's just not enough of a problem in my eyes to be worthy of a wristband. Because the amount of static you would need to actually kill a part is high, and trust me, you would know. Plus, if you're building a PC, you're constantly grounding yourself by touching things like the case, and so the need for constant grounding is, in my eyes, useless. Next, it wants me to add components to the motherboard. First it wants me to do the CPU, and it does tell me about the golden triangle. Attach my RAM. It's telling me to attach my RAM. Interesting choices so far, but nothing inherently wrong. Ooh, here we go. It wants me to attach my power supply cables, but not put the motherboard into the case yet. It's not at all how I do it, but gotta follow WIKIHOW. WIKIHOW knows best. Which best for some reason is pulling the cables out of the case and having them just be an annoyance. Thermal paste. Put a small dot around the size of a grain of rice or a pea. Adding too much will create a mess and get things like it being in the motherboard socket, which may short circuit components and decrease the motherboard's value, if you plan to sell it. If it's broken, it will generally decrease the value, fun fact. This is our thermal paste dot for today. I think I made it a little bit big, but you know what? It's fine. According to WIKIHOW, the worst that I could do is kill my entire board. Attach the CPU cooler. Most stock coolers attach directly over the processor and screw it into the motherboard. Aftermarket coolers may have brackets that need to be attached underneath the motherboard. What cooler screws directly into the motherboard? Does it tell me to plug it in? It does not tell me to plug it in. Apparently I don't have to plug it in. None of the photos later on either show any sort of cable running from the cooler to the CPU fan. Now it does say to read the instructions, and I don't actually have the instructions for this cooler, so for the sake of the argument I'm going to plug it in. But still, strike one, that's odd. Next I'm going to prepare my case. For the case fan, admittedly that's already screwed in because I forgot to unscrew it. Hard drive shelving is already set, and apparently from installing things like a DVD drive, I might need to knock out panels. I'm not, I've left one in there. But that was just because I didn't have a panel cover. I'm not actually plugging that in or setting that up. Because this has said nothing in the preparation about SATA DVD drives. So even though there's one in the case, I'm leaving it. Apparently now I can secure my motherboard. So I'm going to do my I/O panel first. Oh, I forgot to put my band on earlier when I moved my camera for the thermal paste. It tells me to do all the connectors. HD audio goes over here. My motherboard tells me what the pinouts are for the front panel, but does this. Okay, it just tells you to check the motherboard's documentation, which isn't wrong. Oh, I took off the band to change the camera and I forgot to put it back on again. Damn it. I might have just killed the entire PC by touching it for like 3 whole seconds. Oh no. In step 11, it tells you to do the ATX power connector, but it literally told you to do that earlier. Let me double check that. Yeah, attach the power supply to the motherboard's power connectors in step 4. But then in step 11, it also tells you to do it again, apparently. Because step 4 just isn't good enough. Okay, so this is weird. Step 11 tells you to plug in your powers, including the graphics card. But not one step yet has said to put the graphics card in the case. So can you follow WIKIHOW to make a computer? No, you can't, because they forgot the graphics card. Entirely. So unless you've got internal graphics, which this one doesn't, you're screwed. It does say connect the graphics card power connector, so I'm going to attach the graphics card now. But they forgot the step that says connect the graphics card to the actual motherboard and computer. So while I'm just finishing this up, let's get a few things clear. It doesn't tell you to plug in the graphics card. I've just realized, and I'm going to double check this, I don't think it tells you to plug in the fan. It tells you to screw it into the case, but not to connect it to the motherboard. Nope, it doesn't tell you to connect the fan. It does tell you to finish your computer assembly with things like cable management, which cable management is not a graphics card. But to be fair, they could be counting the fan in that, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Now it's just testing it and installing Windows. So I don't have a monitor and stuff out here, so let's quickly take it into my test area. So I got it hooked up to my test bench just down there. When we push the button, it spins to life. Do we get an output? We do. And it's turned off again. Turn it back on. Do we get an output? Yes. There we go. Oh, hello. Oh, got there in the end. So, did we build a working PC with WIKIHOW? Not really. We had to do a few bits of cheating, like the graphics card and the fan port. If you followed that instruction manual word for word, you would not have a working PC in the end. Do I recommend WIKIHOW to build a PC? No, not at all. Why would you ever use WIKIHOW for anything? It's such a bad site. But oh boy was it funny! Anyway, if you want to see more PC challenge videos like this, or PC builds or anything like that, or just PC content or tech content in general, please make sure to like and subscribe to catch my next uploads. I really appreciate it because I'm small and a new content creator. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.